Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome inside Gold&Bold, the sound of your Laurier sports. We are here live at the Radio Laurier studio on the Waterloo campus of Wilfrid Laurier University. Got a packed weekend of sports ahead of us. Not just OUA, not just your Laurier Golden Hawks, but elsewhere in the professional leagues. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Got some basketball action, got some hockey action this weekend. All the fun stuff. So no matter what sport you're a fan of, you will have something come up in the next couple of days. My name's Ian. I'm joined by Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing today on this fine Friday?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty cold Friday. Not gonna lie, it's my first podcast back from the new year, so ready to get out. It's been a busy couple of weeks for sports, and upcoming Sunday Super Bowl as well, right?
Oh yeah, it's been a busy month for everyone, and now we're getting to midterm season. That's so much fun.
Yeah, midterm season, regular season for OUA, just upcoming. Just gonna end soon too. Playoffs gonna start again for basketball, for example, at Laurier as well. Senior night on Saturday, 3 p.m. for men's, and also women's gonna take on Guelph right here for the final home game of the season as well.
Yeah, that'll be a big day tomorrow. Of course, that's Saturday afternoon, not night. It's afternoon, 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Are those games against women's hockey at 1 and the men's hockey at 3. As you mentioned, it's seniors night, so we get to celebrate the fourth years, fifth years, the graduating seniors. And some of these players graduating, they're core pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you have players such as like Tay Donald, Chidero Bassi, Nana Boateng, again, and there's rookie year as well. Omar Noor, for example, he's already graduating as well.
Yeah.
7-footer, big man for the Golden Hawks. So it's a great sight to see. However, it's going to be a little bit of rebuild period for them upcoming for next season as well. Hoping you see something good within the playoffs. And again, losing Tay Donald would probably be a big strain on these guys. Again, no coach arrest, no Tay Donald as well, no Obasi. Those are core pieces right there going to lose. I mean, Stargard out of OUA, St. Thomas as well. It's gonna be a big development.
It'll be interesting to see how it goes next year. As you mentioned, Tay Donald again graduating this year, and he's I think he's fifth in average points a game in the league, right? Yeah. And he's just the offensive catalyst for these Golden Hawks to see, and then supporting and catch. You mentioned Ubasi, I've been a big fan of too. They're graduating, they're moving on, so it's good to have them the day to celebrate them. But as sports people, it'll be interesting next season to see what they do, and I hope they make the playoffs. They're top 3 in the West right now. Of course, the men's Golden Hawks on the court for basketball. They're 8-11. Of course, 2 games ago they beat Waterloo. They swept the Battle of Waterloo this season for men's basketball, which is always nice to see. But they're coming off it was Wednesday night. They lost against Guelph on the road, which, as you mentioned, they'll play tomorrow afternoon. Aim to get some revenge. Women's basketball also in the mix there, and some women's basketball. It's also senior day for them, and they have players like Cassidy Hurdle graduating for them, and that's a core piece to their puzzle too. So these graduating players, it's always it's interesting. I've said that word a lot. I'm trying to find other words, but it'll be exciting almost to see whether they using some such core pieces, whether they'll fall back and kind of look to rebuild, or will they just keep on and invest in the players now, and hopefully they develop into the spots that are left behind. Women's basketball won against Guelph. That was a 63-52 win Wednesday night. They play tomorrow at Guelph. That's 1 p.m. And then both teams, they play 2 more games. They play against Windsor and Western, but of course those are road games. So the last home game is tomorrow. You're calling which one?
I'm calling Guelph.
Men's, women's, or both?
For, I believe, men's, actually.
Yeah,
just men's,
get the main event?
Yeah.
Nice.
Just looking at men's, and then, Windsor, Western. It's going to be a tough matchup. Again, that final game against Western, I know I called both games, men's and women's, last time they matched up down at the AC. Both teams, both men's and women's, very tough matchup, very close games as well. Tay Donald tried to take it away. I mean, recently had a little bit of slow starts coming in the first 2 quarters. Tay Donald recently, surprisingly enough, I've said it on broadcast too, he hates the first 2 quarters for some reason. Absolutely hates it. But third quarter comes in, he's just putting on a show. You can see his last, I'm just in there. I mean, he's kept it at it, and, the lost him as well, again, graduating this year. I mean, even last year too, when I called men's and women's. I mean, I saw a bunch of players. For example, I called a lot more men's games last year. So loss of, for example, Lukomsky, Geber Keaton last year as well. Kind of helped me see, what's up next for the foreseeable future. I mean, and in calling these games this season, well, it's always that next man up mentality. So I've seen players such as rookie players like Terry Nathan Version, for example, Terrell Lloyd in his second year, taking on the reins, getting a bigger role there as well. So it's gonna be pretty exciting to see, these role players now gonna take up that bigger role now, and all the best for them next year as well.
Definitely. And one thing about these older players leaving is that they're good players. You don't want to see good players leaving, but they kind of unclog the top of the lineup, and we'll get to see who advances into the spots they leave behind. And these are big holes, so we'll see if the players now are able to fill these holes. Also in the mix tonight is women's hockey. Of course, women's hockey have had quite a good season. Of course, this is the second week in a row they're ranked nationally. They're number 10 U Sports in entire university sports hockey world, which is always great to see. Of course, my first couple years here, I was pretty much only solely doing women's hockey, and they weren't that good. Like, it was a bit scuffed a couple years ago. To kind of so keep covering them through the past couple years and seeing them improve each year, and finally seeing them get top 10 in the nation is quite good to see, quite fun to see. I've got to know a couple of players over the years, and they put a lot of work in, and so kudos to them. Of course, they find themselves 4th in the Western Division for OUA women's hockey. They're 1 point behind Windsor for 3rd, and they also have a game in hand on Windsor, so we'll see how that goes. They play tonight versus Carleton. It's me and Zach on that call, also here on OUA TV and RadioLaurie.com. Versus Carleton, who isn't doing so hot this season. I think they're bottom of the East and maybe last overall. So, knock on wood. But on paper, we should win this game.
On paper, yeah.
On paper. But as you know, of course, occasionally these, as you get to the kind of the end of the season, only a couple games left in the regular season for all OUA sports, you kind of have to watch out for the trap games. The bottom ranking teams kind of sneak up, and if the top ranking teams don't take them seriously or don't stick to their game plan or kind of brush them aside and they're with one eye on the playoffs, it comes back to bite you, doesn't it?
Of course, yeah. Especially with hockey and basketball as well. I know for basketball, I mean, Laurier's going to basically place number 1 and 2 in men's. Western going 12-7, and Windsor 11-8. Very top tier teams, top tier programs as well. And I mean, again, Laurier did lose their previous game against Western. I mean, so it's going to be a really great matchup to see there. I mean, Laurier's going to want to keep that momentum going into the playoffs there as well. But yeah, it'll be pretty nice to see. Hope all the best for them again. Great hockey program as well, like you said. I mean, what rank were they in U Sports?
10. We cracked top 10, which is last week we made 10 again, and it was the first time we made U Sports national rank for women's hockey since 2014.
Since 11 years.
11 years, baby. Over a decade till we got back there. So it's been a long, slow climb up the hill, and we're reaching the apex of that hill. But of course, means really nothing if you don't do anything in the postseason. So we'll see how the ladies do in the postseason. I don't want to say they've clinched it yet. They have, I think, 4 games left. York is behind them. I think it's top 4 in each division. And Laurier is 4th in the West. York's behind them at 5th at 30 points. Laurier has 39 points. York has 3 games left, and each win's worth 3 points. Ooh. So they could tie, if they win every game in regulation, they could tie Laurier at 39 points should Laurier never win again this season. And then it will go to a tiebreaker. I'm not sure what a tiebreaker is. Usually it's like regulation wins or goals for, which I think Laurier has more. But if York... So Laurier's not guaranteed for the playoffs. I shouldn't say, well, look forward to see in the postseason. They might not make it, but like 90% chance they make it. They would have to... I mean, it would start off with a loss tonight against the worst-ranked team, which might happen. Don't want to see it.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. There's a lot of knocks going on through our mics because we want to knock on wood a lot. Men's hockey not enjoying the same fruit as the women's program. Men's hockey not doing so hot. I think it was a couple weeks ago. It was just me here, and I went on like a 20-minute rant about the men's hockey. So I hope none of them were listening, or else they might not like me. But of course, they lost, as is common, last Saturday, 8-2. They lost
Ooh.
on the road against TMU Bold. But they play Sunday. They don't play tonight or tomorrow. They play Sunday at Western, another road game. Of course, men's hockey is 4-17, 4-0. That's good for 12 points. That's good for last in the West and second last overall. Of course, the East has RMC with, I think, 4 points. So we're doing better than one. Of course, they're against Western that Sunday, who are fifth in the West. They're in the playoff spot. They're 13-10, 1-0 for 27 points. So men's hockey not doing so hot. Women's hockey, again, play tonight versus Carleton. They also play tomorrow night. They play tomorrow afternoon. In the mix, of course, you have women's basketball at 1 p.m. tomorrow, men's basketball at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Then at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow, we have women's hockey home game with Nipissing, visiting Nipissing out of North Bay, taking on our women's team here. So a big afternoon.
Busy day.
Busy day. Nothing in the evening, though.
Nothing in the evening,
So evenings are free, I guess, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Laurier Sports has been really busy. And then, again, going on to NFL, I mean, Senior Bowl and Super Bowl.
Yep.
Senior Bowl, our very own Taylor Gersman. What can you say? I mean, first Canadian college player to join the Senior Bowl down in the States. I mean, it's been amazing to see him. Again, if he's really wearing our own helmet, you see that with players wearing Michigan State, Notre Dame, for example. You know, Michael Falls has been down there just straight supporting him throughout the past weekend. He's been making his mark down in the Senior Bowl as well.
Yeah, it was a great showing for Taylor Gersman. I think first OUA player, especially the first OUA quarterback ever invited. He got some looks. He played well. We saw Michael Falls make the trip down to visit him too, wearing, of course, the Golden Hawks colors, the logo, and the pride. So congratulations to him. Did a segment on him kind of last week, and we'll extend his congratulations again as he's making waves. And we've seen Arnie, and it's always strange because you see him like on TV too.
Yeah.
Like I said, TSN did a segment on him and stuff like that, and we see like NFL insiders, this huge American, multi-billion-dollar industry. We see them talking about Al Gersma, the quarterback from Laurier, what teams might be interested in him. It's quite it's really cool. I can't think of a better word. Really cool to see.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. And again, our school literally getting mentioned down in the States. People hearing about us as well. Getting a glimpse of what Laurier Sports can really bring to the table, again, to the American game as well. I know the Canadian game is kind of different from the American game in terms of football as well. So Taylor Gersman is kind of making that little transition down there as well. Mr. Dutch Rifle, UTEC Bowl champ, Yates Cup champ, took him to the Vanier Cup. I mean, Rougier kind of took him down the Vanier Cup. Arnaud Desjardins.
Yep.
I mean, again, but, Taylor Gersman has been doing it all. And I mean, again, going back to NFL, Super Bowl Sunday, 6:30.
Oh, if the Chiefs win again, I'm gonna lose it. You're gonna see me on the news.
Kansas Chiefs, 17-2.
Against the Eagles, which Eagles a stronger team this time around than they were a couple seasons ago when they faced off. And some might say, I think Eagles since their week 5 bye, I think they're 15-1.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane. But the Chiefs find ways to win. They never not find ways to win. And, of course, the storyline the entire season, the past couple seasons, always been, the sketchy officiating when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs, which is always fun to discuss, all the conspiracies around it. But at the end of the day, it's two football teams going at it for Super Bowl champion history and legacy and glamour. It'll be interesting. All eyes are on it yet again. What do you walk us through your thoughts on the Eagles-Chiefs matchup? What do you think? What do you expect will happen? What do you expect the outcome will be?
Well, personally, I'm not much of a football guy, but I try to keep in touch with it. I mean, again, with Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, when it gets Super Bowl season.
Yeah,
everyone becomes a football
Everyone
fan.
Does, yeah. I mean, you see a lot of wagoners out here.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for Chiefs. I mean, Chiefs, of course, they're going for a three-peat. Pat Mahomes, I mean, it's obviously going for that as well. And honestly, by far, this Eagles team is going to be the hardest team Pat Mahomes
I agree.
has to beat.
Yep.
I mean, of course, they did lose against Brady and the Buccaneers. I mean, that was their last toughest matchup, I would say.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's going to be a great game. I mean, 17-3 Eagles, 17-2 Chiefs, and 6:30 p.m. this Sunday. Halftime show as well.
Hey.
Kendrick Lamar, not like us.
It's supposed to be not like us 6 times in a row, and I will be so happy.
I swear. I mean, I personally, I don't like. It's grown off me.
Oh yeah.
Kendrick
I mean,
Lamar,
it's been
no,
around. Yeah, I mean, the whole. It was so last year,
Yeah,
But it's
overplayed.
also kind of funny.
Yeah,
It's
it
also
is.
pretty funny.
I mean, that Drake Kendrick Lamar beef has just kind of fueled him up, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then of course the Grammy Awards. He won like
Grammy
3 or
Awards.
4 Grammy Awards just
Yeah.
for Not Like Us alone. So and it's been radio silence from Drake, other than a couple lawsuits. So
Yeah.
that was an interesting moment in time. But he'll be doing halftime shows. Me and it was Zach on the show a couple weeks ago. We're discussing the lineage of halftime shows and like your favorite halftime shows. Do you remember any halftime shows?
I remember the last one with Kendrick and Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember that one.
That was
yeah.
a good one. I
That was a
enjoyed
good
that.
one.
They
Yeah.
brought all the Kendrick and Snoop. I think Dre was there too.
Dre was there too. Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, I think. There's a whole like host of rap legends. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. We're going through the history of halftime shows. Like, how long do halftime shows actually like? Since when did it become such a cultural institution? And rather recently, it seemed like the '90s was when they started getting like famous contemporary acts. Because I was looking through like all the old '60s ones. I'm like, oh, maybe the Rolling Stones, something like that. No, they had all these like the local high school marching band. I'm like, does that really count? Does that count? No, it didn't
Not
really count
really.
as halftime show. And then, of course, the '90s had a lot of good acts. And then 2000s, Timberlake and Janet Jackson. That was a good moment. And then after that, they started going for all the old '60s guys they missed.
Yeah.
In like 2008. I like the Rolling Stones. Big fan of Tom Petty. I'm a huge Tom Petty guy. I like The Who. Do we really need to see The Who in 2010 be the halftime show? I don't know. 1968 and 1975, better choices for The Who. Nonetheless, they went through a long time of just old boomer rock. I'm a big boomer rock guy, but we maybe need some more contemporary guys. And they made the switch. Then they got like Bruno Mars. They got
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd was at Rihanna a couple years ago. So they've had a great host of halftime shows as of recently.
Yeah, it's been a great lineup. Yeah.
We'll expect it to continue. Of course, it's Chiefs and Eagles. And look, I want the Eagles to win. I've never really liked the Eagles. They've always just kind of existed. I've never been a huge fan of them. I'm not a huge fan of many football teams. Of course, you like the Bills just because they're geographically kind of the closest.
Close to Toronto, yeah.
A lot of Ontario people like the Bills. I'm one of them. I've always liked the Seahawks too. Has been one of my teams. I was a Lions bandwagon this year, and that was disappointing. So were the Bills too. So those are my two teams I was rooting for. They're both out, but I've never really liked the Eagles. They've always never had any strong opinions on them. But I so want them to win.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes. Nothing against the guy, one of the very greatest quarterbacks of all time. 3 in a row. Can we get some, and that's what, we would be 4 in the last, 6 years, too.
Yeah.
That's
dominance for you.
That's a dynasty right there.
Dynasty, yeah.
And thing is, when I, people are like, oh, okay, so, what do you think will happen? I'm like, I want Eagles to win. If I had to, put money on it, would I? Probably not. I'd probably put money on the Chiefs.
On Chiefs, of course, yeah.
I don't see them. Eagles stronger team, I think, but I just don't see that Chiefs roster giving it up. They always find a way. They'll be losing in the 4th by 7. They'll win by 5. They're just one of those teams. They'll always find a way. I think with history on the line, I can't bet against the Chiefs, and it pains me to say that.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
I mean, how much did they lose against the Bucks last time?
Ooh,
with Brady.
Let me check here.
Because that was a tough matchup for them.
They lost 31-9.
31-9.
31-9.
Yeah, I mean.
But then the last 3 victories, of course, the last 2 victories have been close too. In their 2023 was 38-35. That was their last Eagles matchup, 38-35. And last year, again, was against the Giants, 25-22, San Francisco. Okay. So these are close games. And Chiefs winning close games is literally their MO. That's what they do.
Yeah.
The last 15 games they've played in that has been decided by 7 points or less, touchdown or less, they've won. So 7-point games within the score, they've won 15 straight of those games.
That's clutch for you.
That's Captain Clutch. That's Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna have to shoehorn in, a Mahomes reference tonight on the call. And that's what we've come to expect out of Patrick Mahomes.
Not a Pat Mahomes.
Not a Pat Mahomes, but Super Bowl again, big deal. Super Bowl parties, party responsibly or don't. It's your choice. It's your life. I'm not going to be your mom here. And it will be great show. It's always a great show. And again, I'm not a huge football person until playoffs start rolling around.
Me either.
But you've got to watch the Super Bowl.
Of course, yeah.
It's just such a constant, such a party. It literally may be the biggest sporting event that occurs every single year. Like, at least for professional sports, I can't think of something better, at least in the West.
Yeah.
For Canada States. Stanley Cup's huge, not as big as the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
World Series big, not as big as the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
NBA championships, not as big as the
Super Bowl.
You only get bigger than the Super Bowl, like what, FIFA World Cup.
FIFA World Cup. I mean,
but that's every
like
4 years.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? For a consistent annual sporting event, Super Bowl is the biggest, I'd argue, in the world.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's literally the greatest. I mean, even for marketing too. Example for halftime shows, commercials as well. It's one of the biggest marketing events as well.
Yeah, like literally 15-second commercials cost tens of millions of dollars to air on Super Bowl just because
exactly.
you're reaching so many people.
Yeah,
and it's just absolutely absurd.
Yeah, I mean,
finances.
Everyone head down to your watch parties. I mean, again, 6:30. Head down to King Street. Party responsibly. Don't drink and drive, please.
that would be a mother about that.
Yeah.
But that being said, whether you're in your in your own home, in your own apartment, or there's so many fine establishments up and down uptown Waterloo around campus. Just waltz on in, and they'll have, I guarantee, every single screen showing the Super Bowl.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, elsewhere in the news, of course, this trade broke within like a day of the show ending last week, which is very sad. Luka Doncic.
Oh God.
I'll let you just speak on this for a bit.
So, trade deadline yesterday ended at 3 p.m. There was a lot I got to say. I was in bed 1 a.m. last week, just scrolling through my phone, refreshed it. I thought it was a fake House of Highlights account. I look at it, it's verified. I see Lakers land Luka Doncic from the Mavs for Anthony Davis in a 3-team deal on February 2nd. Here, let me break down the full deal for you. Lakers receive Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Again, Markieff Morris returning back for the Lakers. And again, Mavs receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, 2029 first-round pick, Utah Jazz, third team, and this deal receive Jalen Hood-Schifino, 2025 second-round pick, and 2025 second-round pick through the LA Clippers. This was one of the biggest trades in recent NBA history, I would say. Lakers, I mean, they did get a new center in Mark Williams, again, from Charlotte, but, to see Luka Doncic, and again, generational talent, again, LeBron
absolutely.
James, just pairing up, and again, LeBron James is probably going to enter, if not his final season, next season.
Yep.
Lakers have basically set up their future for what? I mean, probably good 5 to 10 years now with Luka Doncic. They're probably going to build around him again with LeBron James going to retire. I mean, this is a sign to NBA that the NBA atmosphere is fully changing this decade. I mean, you've seen it not through this trade, you've seen it through other trades as well. And to see this pair just team up right here and try and make that playoff push. And again, Lakers have a really good chance of winning a championship this year. I mean, with this team up as well. I mean, Anthony Davis, injury-prone center. I mean, he hasn't been good at center. He's mostly better at the 4 at power forward, in my opinion. A lot of people would agree as well. But that trade, Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison, Mark Cuban, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
What are they smoking down in Dallas?
Yeah, what are they smoking? If I could swear on the podcast, I would, but I can't. But Nico Harrison, Mark Cuban, what the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
You're losing the Western Conference Finals MVP, who single-handedly had the number one and across the stat sheet in the finals last season, and you trade away this generational talent to build around what? Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson? It doesn't make sense to me.
No, I don't understand the trade at all. Again, the big factor moving back for Luka Doncic on an off day, still like a top 5 player in the league. At his best, you probably make an argument for easily top 2, top 3 on the podium.
3, yeah.
As you're trading him away, and the main piece you're getting back, we want to get draft picks aren't a huge deal, but you're only getting one first back for him. That's absurd. You're also getting Anthony Davis. You mentioned, an injury-prone, wrong side. If he's over 30 years old, on the decline.
Yeah,
that's the main piece you're getting back for him.
Yeah, I mean the Mavericks right now looks like a retirement home.
Yeah,
you got Kyrie Irving, I watched Klay Thompson, and you got Anthony Davis again. Injuries, they're gonna take away him again. I mean, you get Max Christie, a pretty solid, I believe, second-year guard right now in the NBA. I mean, I'm pretty sure I had a pretty good game against the Celtics. Again, I think the Mavs won their last game against the Celtics last night. But, yeah, I mean, Nico Harrison, Mark Cuban, you said you would divorce your wife instead of trading Luka Doncic. And then you go and do this. I mean, and, again, there's also a lot more bigger trades to follow. Well, I won't say bigger, but other big trades to follow. I mean, I'm not going to mention all of them because there's a lot.
Go through them.
I mean, Spurs got, again, De'Aaron Fox from Sacramento Kings. I mean, there was that. Here, let me just scroll through. There's a lot to cover. And again, Warriors get Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat. That was a big one. Again, Miami Heat, they suspend Jimmy Butler. Again, Jimmy Butler went to the Warriors and 2 second-round picks, cash considerations as well. Heat got Canadian out of Vaughn, Andrew Wiggins to the Warriors. Kyle Anderson, and then, he also received Davion Mitchell from the Toronto Raptors, which I will mention later on. And again, they get 2025 protected first-round pick to the Warriors, so that was also a big one. And again, that playoff push is something the Warriors are also going for as well. Again, Curry's an old man. Right? Curry's an old man. You need some backup right there. I mean, again, with Jimmy Butler, you got Buddy Hield as well. Buddy Hield and Jimmy Butler are going to be those key pieces, again, towards our championship for these guys as well. And Raptors got Brandon Ingram from New Orleans Pelicans.
Huge.
Huge. That trade, I mean, three-player deal. Raptors got Brandon Ingram. Pelicans receive Bruce Brown, Toronto native Kelly Olynyk, first-round pick, second-round pick. And the Raptors landed P.J. Tucker for a third stint now from the Heat. So it's his third time now on the Toronto Raptors. I believe Toronto Raptors are working on a buyout now as we speak for him. And, they're also getting a 2026 second-round pick through the Heat and cash considerations. And, again, they lose Davion Mitchell, solid bench piece. Recently got him for Sacramento. Again, solid guard. So there's a lot there. Me and fellow Radio Laurier, man, Bernovan, have been going at it with this Raptors trade, the Luka trade, just constantly. And, I said it myself to him. Brandon Ingram is basically a low-quality Pascal Siakam. I mean, he was MIP the following year, 2020. Previous after Pascal Siakam won MIP. I mean, he is injured right now. He has been injured since, I believe, December 17th, I'm pretty sure. But, I mean, with this new NBA atmosphere, with the Raptors, it's kind of unsure to see what they want right now. If they're going for a capture the flag, they want that push for that number 1 pick or at least top 3 pick in the 2025 NBA draft, or to try and make that play-in push. It's kind of unclear. I mean, if you have a healthy Brandon Ingram, I mean, he did average so far 22 points this season before he got injured. And, I mean, pairing that up with, franchise star Scotty Barnes, Miss Saganev, R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, Grady Dick, Jakob Poeltl. That's going to be a fun team to watch. I mean, so far, these guys have been really fun to watch throughout the season as well. I mean, it's been fun seeing them, lose close games even. I mean, they've been a pretty good team to see tanking this season so far. I mean, it wasn't a complete blowout. I mean, where all the players just playing garbage minutes, you're just putting on your bench, right? It's not like that where, Raptors, they kind of kept at it. They put a lot of effort into their bench with their player development this season as well. Again, Jamal Shed, for example, that's part of the reason why they didn't lose Davion Mitchell. Those two players are almost basically the same. Jamal Shed, rookie, undrafted. He's going to get more development now. Davion Mitchell lost him. Frees up some financial flexibility now for Brandon Ingram for his contract incoming as well. So it's been pretty busy. Pretty busy
for the NBA. And you mentioned the Raptors who again are entertaining to watch typically, especially at the start of the season, October, November. It was kind of the ethical tank of the Raptors. December, they became less entertaining to watch, but they've picked that up and they actually started winning some games recently.
Yeah, January was a great month for these guys. I mean, they had a whole winning streak going. I totally forgot.
It was 5 or 6 wins in a row.
Yeah, 5 or 6 wins in a row. So that was pretty nice to see. I mean, Raptors, I'm still like worried like what they're going to do. No one knows what position they're in, where they want to go. I mean, with this Brandon Ingram trade, if they can get him healthy, I mean, Raptors have one of the best player development and also one of the best medical teams in the league. I mean, you saw it with Kawhi Leonard in 2019. I mean, if you can get that same caliber treatment for possibly Brandon Ingram, they can definitely make that push for the play-in, but that will possibly result in the loss of Cooper Flag.
Yes.
Their number 1 projected pick for 2025 draft.
Which is, it's strange because, maybe you're a Raptors fan who, want them to be at the bottom of the standings and you want that pick and you see them, putting on a terrific month like January. You're like, oh, it's great to see, the young guys winning, getting some wins under their belt.
Of course,
but you're also getting further away from that first overall draft. Of course,
the
Raptors find themselves 13th in the league, in the East.
Yeah, the East.
And, of course, the Hornets and Wizards both below them. And then in the West, you also have Jazz and Pelicans below them, too. So that's 4 teams below you. That's 4 teams with likelier odds at nabbing Flag than you. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, kind of. It's great to see them win, but it's also you're getting further away.
You're getting further away from the Flag. Yeah, exactly. I mean, their last loss was really against let me see here. Yeah, I mean, they won they lost their last game against the Memphis Grizzlies. They played tonight, 8 p.m. again. OKC Thunder, SGA. And yeah, they lost their past 2 games again, Memphis Grizzlies and Knicks. So, Masai, Bobby Webster. We don't know what's in stock for the future, but all I know is that hopefully we can see some entertaining basketball for the rest of the season. And also All-Star Weekend is next weekend as well. February 16th.
Nice.
So that's going to be pretty exciting as well. And also there's a new All-Star format they're doing this year.
What's the format?
So I believe it's 4 teams this year.
Okay.
There's a Rising Stars team, and then there's also 3 teams. And I'm pretty sure I have the full list somewhere. Let me just find it. But
it's going to be like Rising Stars and then old men.
Yeah, and just
that'd be good.
Old men.
I'd want to see 38-year-olds, just like the aging veterans take on the young guns.
Let me see here. I had the list.
Yeah.
Just
it's always All-Star Weekend's always a fun thing in all sports, I feel. NBA All-Star Weekend I find enjoyable. A lot of 3-point contests. Dunk contest kind of lost some of its edge recently.
Don't remind me.
But the classic days of dunk was good. But always like 3-point contests, stuff like that. The other All-Star weekends, like MLB All-Star Weekend, I've never really gotten into.
Me too, yeah.
Like home run derby's exciting, but these are you're just lobbing easy balls at them. There's not like
how's NHL?
NHL All-Star Weekend is not exciting. It used to be exciting like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's like weird 3-on-3, 4 teams for each division. None of them try. It's not really exciting. The skills competitions are all very, lame. Mediocre. So NBA All-Star Weekend, I actually tune into.
Yeah, that's what a whole format basically changed. I mean, you see players, Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, just like not even trying. No. I mean, they're taking it from deep, like there's prime Steph Curry. I mean, like throughout the whole game, like they're not even trying. I mean, this new All-Star team format, I mean, let's see how it kind of goes. I mean, the draft really happened, I believe, last night. So for Team Shaq, it's going to be LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, KD, Damian Lillard, James Harden, Jaylen Brown. Team Kenny is going to be Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Williams, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, Tyler Hero, and then Charles Barkley has picked Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Canadian, Victor Wembanyama, former Raptor Pascal Siakam, Alfred Sengun, Karl Anthony Towns, and Donovan Mitchell. So That's a pretty surprising all-star lineup.
Yeah, the first couple of names make sense.
First couple of names, I mean, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis. I mean, those are non-negotiables for the league. I mean, LeBron's longevity has just been at it throughout the all-star games. I mean,
he got 42 points last game for LeBron James out of 40-year-old.
At 40-year-old.
Wild. He could play till 50. I don't care.
Yeah.
Still putting up numbers like that, still being an effective player. Let him play as long as he wants. I don't care.
Last person who did that, again, utter GOAT, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Wizards Jordan, by the way. Yeah, not Bulls.
Throwback.
Yeah, Wizards Jordan. So, I mean, this all-star game, again, with these players, well, I mean, you see, for example, Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham from the 2022 NBA draft class now getting that shot. I believe they're also first-time NBA All-Stars. I mean, Scotty Barnes was All-Star, I believe, last season, or he replaced Joel Embiid. So that's going to be pretty good to see as well. I mean, you get Victor Wembanyama, first pick last year, and last year's draft, even second year in the NBA. He's most likely going to be the face of the league along with Luka Doncic. I mean, two great generational talents. Victor Wembanyama, great player. But, yeah, that's going to be pretty great to see. New format next weekend. Yeah, 3-point contacts. Again, you said dunk contest has been on the decline as well, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, All-Star Weekend's always strange because, like, none of the players try especially hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to, like, motivate or incentivize them to, like, try because no one wants to get injured. No one wants to, actually, put risk themselves. So it's all a very lax game. There's no, like, defense or
no
really
defense,
anything.
yeah.
I think that's a problem. Again, NHL games, MLB too. It's like no one tries. It's hard to incentivize them to try. They've had like cash prizes before. Like, each player on the winning team gets $250,000.
But I mean, with these major contracts your teams are giving out to you, I mean, it means
that's pennies.
That's pennies to them.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you offered me an extra, like you're offering me $2, right? It's like, nah, not really. If I happen to win, I'll get the toonie. If I don't get the toonie. It's not going to affect me at all.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, basically, right?
I think in the past they've had like, and the MVP like wins a car. The winning team gets like charity money. It's like that's great, but it doesn't motivate them. And I don't know really how you motivate All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't. No. I mean, back in the day, I mean, you had players like Jordan, Barkley, Kobe. I mean, those. Like, during those times, those rivalries were real. You saw it in the All-Star games. I mean, I wasn't alive back then, back when Jordan was playing, of course, but I've seen the highlights.
Yep.
Like, it looks like what you would want to see in an All-Star game. It looks like something you see out of 2K now these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like something on a video game these days, and you see these players just, like, shooting it from 3 or just having a dunk contest in-game. Like, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I mean, the incentives haven't been great. I mean, NBA, they recently, I believe 2 years ago, they started an in-season tournament.
Yeah.
That was a good incentive because, I mean, there is a cash prize, but there are also, like, G League players who have two-way contracts who are making, like, literally less than, I don't know, like, in U.S., like, less than $50K even?
Yeah.
Probably, right? So these players are struggling to get into the league on low-salary contracts, like minimum contracts. So when you get these cash prizes to incentivize them as well, like that makes a huge difference. But when you have players with these major contracts, super maxes even, on certain teams, I mean, yeah, you said it right there, toonies to them.
It's especially in the past, again, like back, before the calendar flipped to Y2K, it seemed like All-Star games had more edge to them. Whether it was because rivalries were more intense, whether it was players had, a bit more passion, I'm not sure, but like you look at the old games and MLB All-Star games in the 90s, NHL All-Star games in the 90s, they had star power, but the stars also played like stars. And it was a good matchup to see. You expect the best players in the league to face off each other. You expect to see the best matchup that the league can offer. And the star powers of today are still stars.
Yeah.
They're more talented mechanically than ever. More developed than ever, making more money than ever.
Yeah.
And so you expect, the stars to play like stars.
To play as stars, yeah.
It doesn't really matter to them.
Doesn't matter.
And like the luster of, back in the day would be like, oh, this player made, 8 All-Star teams. That's terrific. That was used as like a leading metric
Yeah.
in like evaluating a player's success. Now it's like, oh yeah, this so and so had 3 All-Star nods. That means nothing.
Like, it means nothing at this point. Like, yeah.
Especially in the NHL, where every team, I think it's NBA too, every team has to have a representative. Is it the same in the NBA or not?
NBA is basically just like they have fan voting, and then they have also voting with coaches in between the league as well. So it's a little bit different, but I believe there's a lot more bias in NBA.
Yeah.
Compared to NHL. I mean, NHL, I mean, you said it yourself, they have one player from every team, you said, right? Yeah, NBA doesn't have that. So you can have like a multiple teams just having no all-stars. You can have teams with 2, 3 even, if you're a super team.
Yeah.
I mean, Warriors back in the day had Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. You had those 3 leading on one all-star team.
Yeah. It's weird in NHL too, because I get the idea of like having one representative from each team.
Yeah.
Like, appease the fan base and get a representative from every team, to showcase every team. But that also leads to like, a lot of snubs, and also leads to like, it's a really bad team who's like every player has like 30 points.
Yeah.
Well below like any leading metric. They're not by any other structure. They would be a 70 millionth pick for the All-Star game. But just because they play on the team where they have to be the best player on the worst team, you get picked. So it's like, so-and-so is an all-star, but is he really an all-star? Or is it just because they needed someone
right?
Arizona?
Like a filler.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit of strange. I get the, like, especially for fans, too, to see one of your teams, playing in the All-Star game. But it's also, it might bring the competition down a bit.
Like, that's the thing for NBA. Like, there's a lot more excitement with the fan voting and, seeing the votes come out as well. I mean, again, you said, like, it's not guaranteed that, okay, your team is going to have one or not. It's kind of like, okay, like, I really want this guy to be all-stars this season. I'll go vote for him, and he's been exceptional. The stat sheets show up for it. Like, I personally, I vote for people. I don't just vote Raptors players, obviously, right? Like, I'm not going to vote, like, I don't know, like a bench warmer, for example. Like, I actually go and see, like, stats and stuff like that. Like, I actually take the time, right? Yeah, I mean, for NHL, I mean, just have fillers.
And there's a fan vote for NHL, but it's always weird because, like, someone will win the fan vote and then they won't get in.
Yeah.
Because your fan vote's on, like, one ballot. It's like, well, that was a good moment, right? And it's like, all right. But the fan vote in the NHL was responsible for a really fun moment. I think it was like 10 years ago, where John Scott, who you've never heard of before.
Never.
No,
never.
There's a reason why. He was an eternal minors player, AHL, was an enforcer too.
Oh,
so he was a fighter and a power forward, got a lot of power. He's very chippy, not a goal scorer, not particularly skilled player.
Yeah.
But an enforcer, played on like 3 or 4 teams, played like 20 games a season for all of them.
Okay.
But the fan vote, for whatever reason, all the NHL fans just thought it'd be really funny if we voted John Scott into the All-Star game. And he won the fan vote, and he got into the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And the NHL was very upset about that because they're like, whoa, he's not, we don't want this. We don't, promote this fighter, this unskilled player in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And so he was on the Western Conference, and they tried, and then they traded him to the Eastern Conference. He got buried in the minors in the East. But huge fan backlash is like, we voted for this guy. He better be in the All-Star game. So he ends up being in the All-Star game. He ends up being the captain of one of the All-Star teams.
Oh.
All the players really wanted him in there because they found it really fun to have I'll bring John Scott in. The league hated it, but the fans and the players liked it. So it ended up getting John Scott in. He also liked the All-Star game MVP, which was really fun. So it was a really good moment. So that's literally the only good thing the fan vote has served. That was going on 10 years ago. And since then, hasn't really done much. I think they removed some of the power of the fan vote because of that. But the fan vote, I think it was like 2016 or 2015 for the NHL, did make that moment. We love John Scott here on the station. I don't think he played an NHL game like ever again. I think he was just a minors player. But that was a good moment of fan vote.
Yeah, I mean, NBA, like, that's why the coach went and got put in place. Because I remember seeing, like, fan voting returns, like, on the NBA Instagram. And I would literally see, I don't know, like, PJ Washington just show up randomly. Or, like, Ivica Zubac, like, center. Like, not like average stats for an LA Clippers. You'd see that on the fan vote. I'd just be like, yeah, what the hell? Like, I mean, that's kind of why the coach's input kind of really matters for NBA as well. So that's kind of the biggest thing.
I think coaches' input, is valuable. And coaches, when you get to the NBA level, coaches, notice a lot. They're there for a reason. They're very wide in their perspectives of a player.
Yeah.
So they can value players. So again, some fans might just look at, the most basic offensive stats and go, that person, why aren't they in the All-Star game? Coaches understand the more, off-ball movement, off-ball possession, defense of the game.
Yeah.
And so it's always, I think coaches should have input, more input on, in terms of player evaluation, because they're one of the few minds in the league that
understand the game, right? And then you also get media. Media for NBA counts for 25% along with the players and coaches, right? So the media kind of sees everything as well. For example, they go wide coverage of mostly every single team, right? So you kind of see that from the media. So that's also kind of really good to see as well.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get Radio Laurier to get a media vote next year. But yeah, media is also interesting. Sports media is also fun, but it's good to include them too, because much as some of them aren't good.
Yeah.
Some of the journalists or some of the reporters just aren't good.
Yeah.
This is the way I'll professionally state it. They also, again, they follow the game, especially specific teams. They'll follow and they really understand, so they know if someone on that team is good or not and stuff like that. So media vote. I like the media vote. Coach vote is always really good.
Coach vote, yeah.
Fan vote is always fun. So it's good. It also, you kind of need the fan vote to engage your fans.
Yeah, of course.
Because you want them involved somewhere. You want them to actually buy tickets to go to the All-Star game. So fan vote's always good to get the fans engaged.
Yeah, viewership is always a thing.
No, that's all it is now.
Yeah,
it's viewership, it's metrics, it's ratings, and it's profit.
Yeah, it's sports is a business, right?
It is. At the end of the day, it's a cold money business.
Cold money business. Yeah.
Also, in the news, in the NHL, of course, we had the Luka Doncic trade on Saturday, Saturday afternoon. The night before, it was the JT Miller trade.
Yeah.
And finally, because that's been just the devil on the shoulder of the Canucks for the entire season. Rumors of JT Miller, and of course, he had a player on the Canucks, Elias Pettersson, who I've talked about ad nauseum on this station because it's just so much content, the drama between these two players, and it's public, and players and management are admitting that they don't like each other. There's a rift, that they hate each other, and so we're like, all right, one of them's got to be traded, right?
Yeah.
And the NHL trade deadline is in a month, but they're getting to start early, and the Canucks finally trade JT Miller, who is a good player, who's a 100-point player last season on a pretty decent contract for 100 points, and they get rid of him. They choose Pettersson over Miller. The drama's hopefully done. Miller's on the Rangers. And they didn't. It's strange because they didn't quite get a return that they may have gotten with another team that they've traded with. But Miller also had no movement clause. We had to approve a trade.
Yeah.
And so, you could probably trade him to middle of nowhere, Utah for a good return.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't waive to go to Utah.
No, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
He'd waive to go to a big market, New York Rangers, I think the second highest revenue grossing franchise in the league. So he ends up waiving. And my point of pride in this trade is that I was on 95.7 up in Sudbury. My friend runs a radio show on that station. He's always giving me this really he's like, oh, we have Wilfrid Laurier, University broadcaster, hockey insider, hockey expert, hockey analyst, Ian Bailey on the line. Meanwhile, I'm just some asshole, right? But it makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. And we were talking about the Miller trade last month, and I'm like, it sounds like, because there's rumors he wants to go to the Eastern Conference. And I'm like, all right, it sounds like, so if I put money on it, I'd put Miller as being the one traded.
Okay.
He's easier to trade. He'll probably go to the Eastern Conference, an American team. No one's playing Canada.
Yeah.
He's also American. And he'll probably play in the New York State, because Rangers, Islanders, and Sabres, all the teams in New York State, were, among other teams, were interested in Miller. So I'm like, all right, he's probably going to get traded to the Eastern Conference, probably an American team, probably a team in the New York State. And I was right.
Yeah.
So, validated hockey insider Ian Bailey. I called it. But yeah, Miller going to the Rangers outside playoffs, which I think I picked them to win the Cup. So that's an error in my part. That's a moment. And they're supposed to be good. They have a great roster, terrific goalie. But they just could not put it together. Miller, character, of player. Of course, why he has rifts. There's been rifts with him and other members of the Canucks throughout the years.
Yeah.
Because he's a very passionate player.
That's fair. Yeah.
Right? And sometimes that can grind on the more, reserved players in the locker room. But that's also the character you need when you're trying to get back into the playoff spot.
Exactly,
Rangers are looking to get back in the playoffs. They have some momentum. They can make a wild card spot. And Miller's the exact type of character, that passionate, that's holding you accountable, and he's going to play with 110%. The intensity is a player you need for that playoff rush.
That's like exactly what you saw. Like Jimmy Butler trade was exactly like that on the NBA side. There's also that rift between Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley on the Miami Heat organization, for example. There was that rift. Tyler Hero had a huge spike in points again. He's an all-star this season now, surprisingly. Well, not really surprisingly. I mean, stats for it, right? Obviously, right? So, yeah, I mean, Jimmy Butler's exact same. He's that gritty player. You saw in the 2020 playoffs against LA Lakers, which the Lakers eventually did win. But you saw that heart. You saw that grit in him throughout the years for the Miami Heat organization. And, again, I kind of figured he's going to want to go to the Western Conference as well. Again, big market team, Golden State Warriors. You're going to want a playoff push. You're going to want your first championship, obviously, as well. I mean, with that rift with the Miami Heat, you're obviously not going to want to stay there anyways. I mean, you're still suspended. You're not going to play either way, right? Eastern Conference, they already have their number one stars. I mean, basically every team in the Eastern Conference has their star player, right? So at most, they're going to be a second or third option at most. Most likely same thing on the West Coast. Golden State, you already have Steph Curry there. Honestly speaking, Jimmy Butler's going to be a second option there, second or even third. I mean, you have Buddy Hield right there, for example. So it's kind of the same thing on NBA side of things as well. Yeah,
it's always strange because you have those rifts between perhaps teammates or even organizations, management teams, and players, and it's public and everyone knows of it and is waiting to see when that trade occurs. And the trade occurs, everyone's like, "Whoa, it actually happened!"
It actually happened, yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, here we go. All right, we're getting somewhere." And it's always interesting because in the NBA, trades are much more common. Now, I'm not saying Doncic trade was, expected, but trades and big name trades are much more common. There's not as much, traditional loyalty as there is in the hockey world.
Not really,
you don't see many big hockey trades. But then last month we had Mikko Rantanen of the Avalanche, arguably top 10 player in the league, moving, easily a top 5 winger. We had JT Miller. Arguably a top 10, 15 center in the league, moving too. So those are two big name trades in the NHL, and we very rarely see, especially in season. We'll see trades or signings in the off season of big names. We don't really see happen in season, which is always what I've always found interesting, the dichotomy between the NBA and the NHL. NHL, again, is much more old school.
Yeah.
You're loyal to your team.
Loyal to your team, yeah.
And if you want to trade, you're doing it in the off season. You don't let it distract during the season.
Yeah.
And you get a decent return. You're open and honest if you want to trade or you want to be with the city and stuff like that. NBA, it's more willy-nilly.
It's random.
It's like some of it's just like, auto-generated franchise mode on 2K.
Yeah. You can claim that, I have one of the best players in the league, stats-wise, carry me to the finals. Number one across stat sheets, not saying names, and then you can just say, forget him. Let's trade him away.
For nothing.
Let's build around old man, Kyrie Irving. Yeah.
Build around a hospice here.
Nico Harrison, don't know where he's smoking, but...
that's an absolute wild trade. I've seen somebody, because, as pure value trade, that's an awful trade, just to begin with.
Yeah, that's an awful trade.
And so you have to think, okay, well, there has to be another reason. There has to be another reason that's not just player value. There has to be a management, there has to be a bottom line, there has to be maybe a personal reason this move is made. So we've seen conspiracies go on and on about the Dallas franchise and management and money and stuff like that and what they want. And people are trying to justify it. And I don't want to speculate, but also there has to be another reason for this.
Basically,
or the management is just absolutely they don't have anything in their head.
You said it right there. Honestly, they don't have anything there. And I mean, they were hesitant on giving him that supermax, which is upcoming for Luka Doncic as well. They were hesitant on that. They were hesitant on his conditioning as well. I mean, he did gain a lot of weight.
He is.
He weighs, I believe, 290 pounds, one of the heaviest in the league. I mean, so there's that, right? But I mean...
Does that justify that trade? Him being a bit overweight? He's still a terrific player.
Yeah, and I mean, he was well-deserved of that supermax contract, definitely. I mean, once Dirk Nowitzki came out of the league and Luka Doncic finished his rookie season, he passed the keys down. That's your franchise player. And now what? You have Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis. What? Like what is that?
You're sacrificing the future success of your franchise, the guy who like took you to the NBA Finals, without a very good supporting cast.
Yeah,
and and you're just trading him away mid-season. None of the insiders either. They expected. No one broke the story until it happened. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I'm like, oh, funny. And then I check my phone 10 minutes later. I'm like, wait a minute. But it's like, and the fact that they even get out, the fact that no press reported it, means they probably only like spoke to LA. Because if they spoke to other teams, probably word would have gotten out that they're shopping him around.
Yeah,
the other teams would have broken it.
Yeah.
So they probably only dealt with the Lakers. They kept it really under wraps because new backlash would be terrible.
Of course,
so it was mired in secrecy because they didn't want it to be perceived as a bad trade or get out. Meanwhile, they could have got a return if they spoke to a better return. If they needed to trade Luka, they could have spoken to any team and got a way better return.
Definitely, yeah.
But there's got to be some. I hope in like 20 years down the line, there's some like catch-all autobiography that lets us know what happened, because it's too bad of a trade for it to just exist as a bad trade.
Yeah, I mean,
like I have team management just in general and billionaires. I have no good feelings about them. But like they've got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, I know.
You think there's got to be some ulterior motive here.
Nico Harrison, yeah, bad trade.
Simply a bad trade.
Bad trade. Absolutely bad trade. I mean, yeah, you want to stretch big, but losing your franchise player, it's not worth it. I mean,
no.
Yeah, definitely not.
And for the return they got.
Yeah, Max Christie.
Wow.
Yeah.
In one first. Something like, if you maybe get like, I don't know. That being said, we're near the end of our time. So just a recap of the games for Laurier going on this season. Women's hockey tonight at 7. You can catch that on the station in OUA TV. Tomorrow, 2 basketball games, 1 p.m. women's basketball, 3 p.m. men's basketball. And what day is it tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Saturday.
February 8th. So February 8th. So today's February 7th. February 7th, one game on tonight. February 8th, Senior Day. Basketball as well as women's hockey at 3:30. So I have 1, 3, and 3:30. So pick whatever games you want to watch there, and all of them will be a good show. Basketball games against Guelph. Women's hockey tonight against Carleton, and tomorrow night against Nipissing. Men's hockey on Saturday. They're against Western. As well as what big professional sports events going on Sunday?
Go on Sunday. Well, everyone knows it. Super Bowl Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Chiefs versus Eagles. Hopefully, Chiefs don't take a three-peat, but we'll see what happens.
How can you bet against the Chiefs? The world's betting against them, but that's when they perform their best.
Of course.
And with that, have a good weekend. There's lots of Laurier sports for you, a lot of professional sports for you too. Raptors play tonight, Super Bowl Sunday. As mentioned, Leafs are in action on the weekend, as well as other Canadian NHL teams. So great weekend for sports for Kevin. I'm Ian. Thanks for listening to Gold&Bold. We'll throw you on with some back to regularly scheduled music programming. And make sure to tune in into some of the games locally. Some of them are home games. Senior Day tomorrow is at the Athletic Complex Gym right on campus, easy to get to. Head out there, celebrate the seniors. Women's hockey's at the Rec Complex. That's just 10 minutes up the road. Yep. All that fun stuff. Check out some local sports, some Laurier sports, and have a great Super Bowl Sunday. This has been Gold&Bold.